All right, so today we have my primary deadlift session, working up to a top single. I'm hoping for 290 kilos, but we'll take it one warm up at a time. I'm not trying to empty the tank in prep, but 290 kilos is a good goal for me. And then on bench press, I'm not going to label it as a primary, secondary, tertiary. It doesn't matter. It's another heavy bench exposure for me. I got 3 doubles with 170 kilos and then a couple back downs after that. So it's a big session and I'm quite excited for it. I've been warming up on the rower for most of my sessions. It's been great. I find get some good blood into all the areas that I want. Legs are working a little bit. We're accessing some good flexion through the back, really opening up the scaps on the reach. A little bit of blood into the low back. I don't push it very hard and I only do it for a couple minutes, but it's been the most effective warm-up I've found. So yeah, a couple minutes of this and then I'm pretty much good to go and I'll jump right into bench. I've been aiming to get to the gym right around 1 o'clock. I find typically it's nice and empty, especially this new gym I've been training at for prep. There's literally not a single powerlifter here in the powerlifting section, which I really enjoy. You know, I do like training with other people, but sometimes there could be a little bit too much talking and it can pull my focus. So for prep, I'm always a fan of training alone. Home gym would be ideal, but I live in an apartment, so not possible. So I'm grateful I have this spot because it's the perfect environment. It gets me in the right headspace for what I need right now. It can be a little bit of a nuisance applying this powder chalk on the back of the shirt for bench, but this chalk's incredible. Like even on the back of a shirt, it really does feel great. I kind of just sprinkle it on and then rub it in. So yeah, it can be a little bit messy. We are coming out with block chalk very soon. I'm quite excited for that, but for now, this does the job. Shake it off a little bit and then we're good to go. One more small tip before I start putting some weight on this bar and stop talking as much, but in terms of warm-ups, you can take a red a couple times, right? You don't have to go up every set. I take one red 2, 3, 4 times before I actually start increasing weight. I'm looking for my ability to get into a good position, pretty much right from a red. And then from there, I get cranking. So not a ton of fatigue doing those warm-up sets. And then I can actually do less reps with the sets to come after this. So it can be a pretty good warm-up tool. Nothing wrong with taking one red a couple times.
All right, so pretty happy with that session. I hit the rack a couple more times than I wanted, but overall, the goal for the session was just building some confidence in my patterns, making sure everything's done to standard, and I think I did a good job of that. Weight moved pretty well. So yeah, I mean, I'm happy with that. Now it's time to deadlift. I'm still getting questions about knee sleeves on deadlift. Powerlifting, and especially equipment, is always going to be a game of pros and cons. Obviously, that's most of life. Do I recommend wearing knee sleeves for deadlifts? No. For most of you, I think there's more cons to wearing knee sleeves on deadlift than pros. But the reason I'm wearing them is I tend to deal with some knee pain towards the end of really heavy blocks or towards the end of peaks. So I'm trying to get ahead of that. I'm just making sure my knees have a little bit extra compression, and I hope that the knee pain won't catch up to me. So far, so good. It seems to be working. But the reason I say there's more cons is there is some potential to catch the sleeves while you're deadlifting. Some extra friction is never good. So for me, it's worth it. I'd rather my knees stay in good condition, allowing me to just exert more force without any hesitancy of lingering knee pain. But for most people, if you don't have any knee pain, I really don't think there's any upside to it. So there is my official statement on that. And also, I'm not wearing the powerlifting sleeves on deadlift. I'm just wearing the OG SBD sleeves. I don't want them to be too tight. I just want the tiniest bit of support. So yeah, I think if you are going to wear sleeves for deadlift, the OG SBDs, if you have them, would probably be the ones to go with.
All right, so a bunch of people started showing up to the gym as I started deadlifting, and I didn't want to be a nuisance for anyone there, so I'll do a voiceover for the rest of the video because I turned my mic off. Just like on bench, I get a majority of my warming up done with just a red. I really find this is the best way to do it on all three lifts. I want to make sure I'm moving exactly how I want to be moving by the time I get to my top set, before I'm even done using a red. Hips are warm, back feels right, foot pressure is on point. Okay, now we start moving up in load. And for the subsequent sets, I need so many less reps with the heavier weights as I'm building up to my top set, ultimately leading me to just feeling more fresh by the time I get there. So as I said earlier on in the video, this was a fairly heavy deadlift day for me. This is my second last heavy deadlift of prep. I run a 2-week taper on my deadlift, which isn't super traditional for a lower weight class lifter. You don't see a lot of 66, 74, even 83 kilo lifters running a 2-week taper unless they have a massive deadlift, which I don't. But I've had a tremendous amount of success with running a 2-week taper on my deadlift. So why change that? So like I said, second last heavy deadlift of prep, working up to around 290 kilos. I wanted it to be an RP 8.5-ish, and yeah, I think we did that. It wasn't super easy. It definitely could have moved a little bit faster, but ultimately I'm not upset with it. I have one more heavy pull to go, and I'm on pace for exactly what I was hoping. I want my last heavy deadlift to prep to be 300 kilos. 300 kilos was my last heavy pull going into 2024 Nats. I actually missed it, but I ended up pulling 310 kilos at that meet. So if I can actually hit 300 kilos in this prep,
I should be good to hit 310 kilos again, right?
Yeah, overall, I'm really excited. I'm feeling incredibly grateful. I'm feeling incredibly blessed. My body is still cooperating. My gut has been okay, so no digestive issues. My knees are holding up well. No serious aches or pains. Fatigue seems to be managing okay, nothing out of the ordinary, which is nice. I've gone through meet preps where a couple weeks in I'm already feeling exhausted. So there's a lot to be excited about right now. And yeah, I'm just feeling really grateful for kind of being able to pull myself out of that rut, out of my sickness rut. And yeah, man, I can't wait to give this meet all I have. Regardless of outcome at this point, I'm just proud of what I've been able to accomplish in these last several months.